Let's talk about goal setting for a new month. So, I do this every month, and I have my online programming and my one to one clients do this as well. I'll give them a SMART goal journaling template and I'll have them fill out the deliverables by themselves. So, a SMART goal is a goal that is specific, measurable, action plan, relevant, and a timeline. That is what SMART stands for. So the S in specific isn't just, oh, I want to lose weight. So I'm going to show you my examples and go more into detail. So this month, I really want to work on getting a recovery score of 80% or higher on my Whoop band, which just tracks strain, sleep, and recovery by tracking and measuring your heart rate and other behaviors such as sleep and what you're eating and how much strain you're putting on your body. Um, if you get a green score, then you're good, you're ready to go, you're recovered. If you get a yellow score, you're kind of recovered, you should probably take it easier. And if you have a red score, that's an indicator that you need a rest day. I was in yellow and red a lot in June, so my goal is to be in the green more this month. So instead of just saying, I want to lose weight or I want to look better, my specific goal is I want to get a recovery score of 80% or higher on my Whoop every day for the month of July so I can look, feel, and perform my best. I could get more specific and say, by feeling better, I want more energy. I want to have less anxiety. I want my moods to be better. But I didn't go as specific as I could have on this. And perform my best, I could have said something like, I want to be able to do 5 chin ups without resting. I want to be able to do 20 kettlebell swings without resting. I want to be able to press the 20 kilogram over my head more than one time per side, right? So those are all examples of how to set a specific goal. Now we can get into more how we could build onto that goal. I don't know why the whole screenshot isn't coming up, but it's fine. We get the idea. Next is M, which is measurables. So it's very important to track data no matter what your goal is. So for me, my data is very easy to track for my goal because my Whoop band does all of it via an app and just by wearing the watch. So I'm going to check that my recovery score is always in the green every day, including weekends. And I'll also fill out the behavior journal that comes on the app, and I'll use a habit tracker every day to make sure that I'm doing all of my action steps, which we'll talk about in the next slide, to achieve my goal of looking, performing, and feeling better by getting an 80% or higher recovery score on my Whoop band every day for the month of July. So, this is my favorite part, the action plan. What are we actually going to do weekly, daily, and monthly in order to achieve this goal? My goal is very much a daily goal, but overall, I want my monthly performance assessment to be higher than it's been basically this whole year because it's been pretty low. We've been down a little bit bad. So, these are the habits that I'm putting in my habit tracker journal that I want to do daily, weekly, or monthly. Weekly, it's going to be strength training 3 times a week and doing zone 2 cardio once a week. Daily is going to be in bed 7 hours before my alarm clock is supposed to go off. I wake up at different times every day, so I'm really going to have to plan for this because my schedule is all over the place as a New York City personal trainer. So I'm going to make that work as best as I can. That's probably number one on my list because my sleep is what suffers the most. Um, Limit alcohol is more of a monthly goal. And when we get to T, which is timeline, I'm going to talk more about this because there will be some weekends where I know I probably will be drinking, and that's okay. Habits aren't restriction. And this is a really good way for me to kind of map out my month and make sure that I'm still moving forward towards my goals without feeling like I'm being super restrictive. So limit alcohol would fall under my monthly habits. Center all meals around protein will fall under my daily habits. I already focus mostly on nutrient dense whole foods. And I've been doing pretty well with my protein last month, but I know I can do better. Coffee out of the house only 2 times a week is like weekly or daily. Um, Usually on Thursdays, I go to a coffee shop to do my virtual sessions. So I will allow myself to have coffee that day. And then since I am a big coffee girl, I'll pick one other day of the week where I'll treat myself to a coffee. It is better than the 5 to 6 times a week that I've been doing. So that's a win. A win is a win. Um, Daily positive affirmations when I wake up in the morning, and then journaling daily. A good way, and this is what I put for my one-on-one clients on their journal prompts when I write it for them, is to think about what a day, a week, or a month in your life looks like in order to get you into your goal. So get really specific here and think, okay, let's just say your goal is to build muscle. What are the action steps that you have to take daily in order to get to your goal? Because that's what really matters, right? So, eating protein, making sure you hit your workouts, making sure you're training close to failure if your goal is to build muscle, sleeping 7 to 8 hours a night. So, a lot of these fitness goals, a lot of these things could fall under that same category. What is your morning going to look like? What is your month going to look like? What is your week going to look like overall? So get really specific here because the action steps are the most important things because what we do every single day leads to success. This is another one of my favorites, relevance. So I will never give my clients a random workout to do. All of their workouts are always happening with their end goal in mind, with the things that they need to work on in mind, any weaknesses that they might have that we need to fix in order to get them to their goal in a safe and efficient way, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm always giving the why behind the what. So when my clients are setting goals, I want them to give me their why. So for me, I want to look, feel, and perform my best because I have events coming up that require me to be on my A game and show up in the world with confidence and conviction. I want to look at videos and pictures that I'm taking of myself and think, damn, I'm really that girl and I'm proud of the body I built. I also don't want to feel anxious and tired all the time. LOL. I want to feel energized, ready to conquer my daily tasks and enjoy life. So that is why having an 80% Whoop score on my Whoop is so important to me. Recovery score on my Whoop is so important to me. Um, Less about how I look and more about how I feel and how I'm able to show up, both for personal and professional events that I have coming up in the month of July, right? So, whenever I lose motivation, this right here will keep me disciplined. So, let's just say, for example, your goal is to lose weight. Your goal, your why isn't because you want to be skinny. Your why is because you want to start being able to take pictures of yourself and feel confident and go to the beach with your family and not feel the need to cover yourself up or be able to eat in a way that doesn't feel restrictive. So you want to build muscle and lose body fat and learn how to create healthy and sustainable habits for life so you're not constantly yo-yo dieting, right? Or you want to get stronger so that you can run and chase after your kids without your knees hurting or without getting out of breath. So relevance is super important because you always want to have your why in the back of your mind. So I would say also get really, really specific and deep here. And the journal prompt I give my clients is think about what the version of you who has your goal feels like. What does she feel like? What are her actions? What does she do on a day-to-day basis? And how does she show up in the world? That's what you're going to journal on here under the R. Okay, I have to stop blabbing because I'm running out of time, but this is timeline. So, like I said before, these are just specific time frames that I know I might be a little more flexible towards my goals. So, July 12th through the 15th is my boyfriend's birthday weekend. He'll be DJing in Atlantic City. I probably will have a drink or two that weekend. That might affect my recovery score. So, I'm just keeping track of that mentally to say, okay, from now till then, I'm going to be perfect. I'm going to, well, not perfect, but I'm going to hit my goals as close as I can. I'm not going to drink alcohol. But if I want to drink that weekend, that's okay. And then July 20th, I'm doing a fundraiser for an organization here on Staten Island that rescues dogs. All the information for that is on my Instagram if you're interested in donating or attending the class. I want to show up on my A game for that. So I'm making sure that even though I'll be out of town the 15th, I'll probably be drinking from the 16th to the 20th. I am on my A game. I am not slipping up. I am going to be ready to go and tackle that class. And then I write, once July is over, I will reassess my goals and pick the next thing I want to focus on to grow. So if my goal changes, if I want to work on something else in August, I can do that. So this piece is very important too, because it just helps you figure out what you want to do when. If your goal is weight loss, do you want to lose 3 pounds a week? Do you want to lose 2 pounds a week? I would say no more than 2 pounds a week for weight loss goals, but just as an example. If you have any questions about any of this, feel free to DM me or follow me, BeccaMattelli.fitness. It's the same as my TikTok on Instagram, and I can answer all of your questions there. And you can sign up for my newsletter there where I go into more detail about a lot of this stuff as well.